Maurice Sandoz was a Swiss writer and composer. He was born in 1892 in Basel, the son of Edouard Constant Sandoz and Olympe David. He got his degree in chemistry from the University of Lausanne in 1916. His first book came out in 1920, but his most famous work only began appearing in the 1930s and later. Sandoz travelled much and often, living in Bari in Switzerland, Rome, Naples, New York, Lisbon, India, Mexico, and North Africa, among others. He committed suicide in 1958 in Lausanne. We shall review his The Maze from 1941. A man meets Mrs. Edith Murray at a Swiss hotel, and she is willing to tell him the story of an old Scottish castle and the reason why, for 7 generations, the lords of Craven had not married and the title and lands had always passed from uncle to nephew. She is the cousin of Gerald McTeam, who is to be the next heir after old Sir Samuel pops his clogs, as it were. Gerald, due to his position as heir, is allowed to travel to Craven, which is otherwise fully isolated from the outside world aside from the occasional hunting party. Here Gerald is witness to many bizarre orders from the Baron and many odd occurrences beside. The guests are not allowed to leave their rooms after dinner and must knock themselves in. Almost no women are ever invited to Craven. The Baron would want his roses to not be killed off by the trees and to have bushes block his only view of the ocean. But when asked as to why he does not do anything about this, he mumbles that he is not allowed. Also, all the servants are actually members of the same family as the Baron, being all McTeams and none of them being married either. Gerald laughs about this with Edith, and then asks for the hand of Kitty, Edith's goddaughter, whom she is raising after the death of her parents. He doesn't want to be rejected to his face, but he's in luck as Kitty had loved him twice as long. Then Uncle Samuel dies and Gerald is to take over Craven, and a bit after going there he sends Kitty a letter cancelling their marriage permanently. Heartbroken, Kitty is taken all over Europe by Mrs. Murray, but she refuses any offer of marriage given her, though she will not speak Gerald's name. The letter Mrs. Murray got from Gerald inviting her to Craven for a hunting party is a good way to go there and find out the reason for his actions, as well as why he said in his letter that the only chance for his and Kitty's happiness is so unlikely to happen he dares not hope for it, as it would mean someone's death. At Craven she finds her and Gerald's old friend Harry Seymour, and it is clear he too came to find out the reason behind Gerald's bizarre behaviour. Gerald himself seems on edge all the time, keeps looking over his shoulder at the slightest sound, and seems insistent to do none of the improvements he chided Uncle Samuel for not doing, and to keep all his bizarre commands over his guests and not explain why. The first oddity is the unseemly rubber carpet outside the guest rooms that the servants are seen to sweep up diligently at 4 in the morning. Yet Edith notices a mark of slime in a dark corner, and remembers an odd shambling noise she had heard during the night. She is eager to discover the secret, though Gerald keeps avoiding her. She goes out into the abandoned part of the park, is told about a strange voice that was not a voice that was heard during the night, and is told about how just before the mystery began 200 years ago, the entire country was nothing but swamp. After seeing an ancient coach travel around the castle at night when everyone was supposed to be asleep, she goes out despite Harry wanting to shield her from whatever truth he found in Gerald's room. Eventually she winds up in the strange, insanely difficult garden maze kept on the grounds to witness the strange voice and an odd procession before being dragged away by Harry. Mrs. Murray does learn the truth, but only in narration without any big action scene, and she never even witnesses the thing and is only told about it. That is my only major complaint about the book.